Let me temporize for a second. I gotta do it. Okay, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Hugh Hefner of Playboy, Richard Branson of Virgin Enterprise, and Bill Gates of Microsoft Corporation. What do all those well-known people have in common? As most of you might have guessed, they're all entrepreneurs and they've all founded their own business. Now, in my journey of starting up my own business, I've read a lot of different methods to starting it up, and I've read from a lot of different sources. And my favorite one that I've read is from Robert Kiyosaki of Rich Dad Education. The three major phases that are critical to start up a business are thinking phase, the learning phase, and the doing phase. Now, the first phase to starting up a business is the doing phase. In essence, correction. The first phase to starting up a business is the thinking phase. In essence, in order to be an entrepreneur, you must think like an entrepreneur. For the most part, many business sources that I've read don't even consider this. They tell you how to write a business plan, they tell you how to acquire financing, but they don't really get into how you should be thinking, because that's a very important aspect. Starting a business will take many hard-working hours, and it's going to be very time-consuming. That's why what I kind of got from what he was saying, the most important idea in this phase is why. What do I mean when I say why? Why do you want to start up your business? Why will you push on when so many people around you are going to say, no, you can't do it? Why are you going to push on when at many moments you're going to think to yourself, I can't do it? If you don't have a strong enough why, all these challenges that you're going to have to endure, they're going to beat you down and you're not going to continue on with your business. Now, everyone's going to have their own why. Kevin, you might want to spend more time with your family. Amy, you might want a little bit of extra cash on the side. Lee, you might want to have more control of your life. But the key thing to consider is this why has to be strong enough to push you and keep you motivated no matter what the world is throwing at you when you want to throw in the towel. For me, a lot of you heard my last speech, I like to experience life to the fullest. Whatever is out there, I want to experience it. So one of my whys is to just kind of live the business life and see what opportunities will come my way. As a result, finding the why and thinking like an entrepreneur is the first step. The second phase to starting a business is the learning phase. In other words, you got to know what an entrepreneur knows. Generally speaking, a lot of the different sources I've talked about, they cover this very well. They talk about business planning, acquiring financing. Now, being an entrepreneur is a profession in itself, just like being a doctor, a nurse, a carpenter. And now with all those professions come the skills necessary for those jobs. Doctor, you probably have, if you're a surgeon, you have to be well versed in using 2 hands for surgery, and whatnot. Now, one skill that's critical for a business person is cash flow management. If you don't have any cash flow management, your money's just going to fly away. You got to know where your money's going, how it's coming in, how it's going out, the times that when it's going to be coming in, coming out, because if all your money's gone at one time, you won't be able to pay your bills and you're done. Another very important skill for business people, and for everyone here, of course, is communication. If you can't convey your idea well to the people you're talking to, whether you're negotiating a deal with someone or you're trying to acquire financing from an investor, if you can't convey your idea, they're not going to help you out at all. So, as a result, right now, you're thinking like an entrepreneur, You know what an entrepreneur knows. Now there's only one thing left to do. The third phase is the do it phase. Just like Nike says, just do it. This phase is where you really get to experience the fruits of your labor. You get to put in your new way of thinking. You get to apply all the knowledge you've read from books, from interviewing other business people, and you put it into practice. However, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because with you founding your own business, you have the most interest in the business, and you're the person who wants it to succeed. Having said that, you're going to be the person doing the most work to make sure it keeps going. This is where persistence comes in for the do it phase. You'll notice the most common character trait that any entrepreneur has, whether it's Donald Trump, the three I listed before, they're all very persistent and driven to do what they want to do. You must be able to have the ability to drive on even when times are looking tough. Therefore, persistence is what you need to succeed in the doing phase. In summary, when starting a business, you want to go through three phases: the thinking phase, the learning phase, and the do it phase. Doing all this will build a strong foundation which you can live off and prosper. And presto bamo, you know everything about starting up a business. Now go take on the world. Thank you.